Let's get this show on the road. Let's start a wee bit early and wait for everybody to turn up and see how we go. It's been a peaceful week, really peaceful week. While there was some minutes, wasn't there? There was something going on. Let me just take the risk disclaimer down. All of those who need a risk disclaimer. I'm just sitting on the 5-minute chart here for fun because we don't trade on 5-minute charts. So just so you guys know, today there'll be no trading with any indicators or trading 5-minute charts or anything like that. We'll just do our normal daily routine, carry on as we normally do. It's all about the system, the strategy, and keeping it consistent, keeping it constant at the end of the day. Right, so we had an interesting moment with our trades. We'll have a look at that in the moment. And yeah, I hope Jabin found his trailing stop information that we left for him. I hope that was there. I hope he found it and got it figured out. But if he didn't and he's on this show today, he'll probably ask me about that, about the trailing stop. We are a bit early, so most people won't be here. So just keep that in mind. But for those of you who are, good to see you. Good to have you on board again. I'm just going to wait for everybody to turn up before I start talking about all the important things. So the US 500 is still going down. This morning I was actually looking at it and thinking, well, it's broken to the upside. And it actually broke through the resistance. And it was looking pretty strong, but I don't know if you watched the members video, you'll know that I was concerned about this broken support level, which has now become a resistance, which is basically a retest area. So I saw that and I thought, okay, there's a good possibility it's going to come back. But there is also something else that I noticed, and that is there is money lying in this, small amount of money lying in this area here that might be bouncing off that as well. So this afternoon or today, we might actually get a strong bounce off of that. Let's see. Hi, Peter. Sunny Florida, welcome. For finally here in Cape Town, we're about to get a bit of rain. Don't know how much, but clouds have finally come over. And it's been a hot time because February and March is seriously our hottest time. Seriously hot during February and March. And finally, that it's shown us that we're going to get rain. Now, where I stay on the coast, normally when you get rain predictions, the wind just blows it away, and then you look at it and think, where's the rain gone? Apart from winter, of course, when we do get a lot of rain. And particularly in summer, though, you get promises of rain and then it goes. But today it looks like we're actually going to get some rain, and maybe tomorrow as well. Finally, cool us off a little bit, because, the humidity levels and the heat, you live in Florida, you'll know what it's like. Yeah, no, so I'm actually looking forward to a bit of a cooler afternoon, not running the air conditioners all the time, etc. And the only room in this place that doesn't have an air conditioner is my office. I must really put one in, seriously. Or otherwise move the office into one of the other rooms, which is unoccupied, to keep a little bit cooler. But yeah, so there's a few of us here. The 7 of us have arrived. So to the 7 you that are here, welcome. It's good to see you. Let's have a look at our trades. And Brent crude's not doing much, It's sitting on this level, keeps trying to go up, keeps coming back to the support, not much happening, but we're in the trade. So be it. Euro Great British Pound is back to going down as we wanted it to. The New Zealand dollar, US dollar is going up. But I did take this as a, I made a mistake on the Aussie dollar, US dollar, unfortunately, guys. So we took a knock on that today. Aussie dollar, US dollar, I took a loss of $163.80. And luckily we did, because as you can see, it went much, much, much further. But it was played off against the New Zealand dollar, US dollar, which I took, which is very much a hedge. But my hedge worked out kind of badly because we're only $100 up or $90 up, and we lost 160. So that didn't work out too well. But okay, we've hedged it, and we've got that one running. Euro US dollar, the trade of the day that we took is doing okay. That seems to be working according to plan. So yeah, we took a bit of a knock this week because we got knocked on the Aussie dollar CAD. It seems like Aussie dollar is not doing well for us. And we got knocked on the US dollar CHF, and we got knocked on Aussie dollar US dollar this morning. So yeah, that's one of those things. And then the US dollar Canadian dollar trade that we had, that was a trailing stop, got taken out at 103.46 profit, but it could have done a lot better. But it turned around and went the other way, which is fine. Got taken out, and then obviously that CHF JPY also a trailing stop. So we haven't had much luck this week, but we're okay. We're okay. It's like I say, my goal is not to make you guys rich. Well, I know you guys would like to, but my goal is not to make you guys rich, but rather competent and being able to stay in the game. Being able to stay in the game is actually one of the most important things if you think about it. Because if you can stay in the game, you can live to trade another day. That's so important, And I always tell people, just because I've been trading for 30 years, doesn't make me a better trader than you. It doesn't make me know more than you. I have experience in the market. I know a lot about the market. Been there, done that, seen it all. And yeah, I'm just imparting some of my experience onto you. But, you may be a far better trader than I ever was, and that would be great. One thing I am good at, really good at, is investing. That I normally get right very well. Yes, we got torrential rain here later in the year, but not at the moment. Cool, Peter. How's it, Elaine? Good to see you, Elaine. Good to have you on board. Wendy, good morning. I'm having tech difficulties. Could see chat, reset phone now on chat, but no audio. Oh, no. I can see your message, Wendy. I can actually see your message. I don't know if anybody else can, but I can see your message, obviously. So we can see your message, but hopefully you can hear us. Hopefully you can get some audio. That would be great. If you need to go off and reset and come back on, I've started early just to get things up and running. So it's quite cool. I'm not going to talk about anything important for the first 5 minutes or so. So if you want to get in and get started, go for it. Nail it. As I said today, we're not doing any indicator trades or 5-minute trading or any fancy things like that. Sorry, Shane. I know you like those. Today we're just sticking to our process, which is support and resistance, and sometimes supply and demand. And I don't want to confuse everybody with all these extra things and different things and 5-minute trading and what have you. I think I've gone a bit off track with that, and I think I should stick to what we normally do so that you guys can also stay level. I don't want to go off track just for fun. We can do it for fun, but some people may get confused by it. Some people might even join the channel because they think we do 5-minute trading or do these indicators or whatever the case. And as you know, we don't. We actually don't do that. Okay, so what are we on here? Euro, US dollar. Euro, US dollar is doing okay, so that's not too bad. I don't know if Brent crude is going to take off. The US 500 has been an interesting one, though. It has bounced off. It has taken money off this demand level here and bounced sort of back up. You can see all the buyers getting back into the market there. So if you take this to the 5-minute chart, and like I said, we're not trading on the 5-minute chart, but you can see here the bounce up, how it's been. That is a result of it taking some money at the bottom here, probably at the support. Yeah, but for us, it's very much a demand area on the 4-hour. So yeah, it's going to get up here. Maybe it will get all the way up to here again, come down. I don't see it blowing the lights out today and tomorrow. And I'm actually hoping that it doesn't. I'm really hoping that it doesn't. Because if it does, then I don't want to lose out on the trades. And I really do not want to sit on an index over the weekend if I can help it. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, if I am sitting on an index over the weekend, I'd like it to be pretty much a good trade or a sure trade. Wendy, I hope you got sorted out. I hope you got back onto the system. And I wonder if Ewan is here in the afternoon session. That would be interesting to see. Irvin's going to pitch up today because we can talk about that trailing stop. And he normally has quite a few questions, so that's always interesting. So guys, as you know, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't predict the markets. I don't know what's going to happen next. All I can do is give you a high probability trade, a high probability system based on what we see on the charts, because human beings are creatures of habit. And as you know, I always tell you, we're trading against human beings. We're not trading against candles and lines and things like that. And too many people get caught up in this, get caught up in all these little candles, they get caught up in all these little tails, they get caught up in all these little lines. I mean, I've seen traders with screens all over the walls. I mean, I've got my 3 screens here. One day I'll show you this mess. That's what a mess. But anyway, and that's enough for me. And you know, I find myself literally trading on the one screen 9 times out of 10 and using the second screen just to look at something. So, you know, really, guys, you don't need 200 screens on the walls and look fancy and all that. At the end of the day, get down to basics and try and make some money. You can trade from a laptop. You can trade from a mobile phone. Let's be honest. Yeah, you don't need all the fancy stuff. There's no one to show. Who are you showing off to? You're probably the only person in the office anyway. You know, you're only showing off to yourself. So don't concern yourself with all that stuff. And also with the courses as well, you know, all the terminology and all the abbreviations, they don't impress me. They don't impress anyone. All you need to know is that you can buy and sell a little bit about the market. That's what you need to know. You need to know where price is. If you get the name of something wrong, it's not the end of the world, guys. Really, it's not. If you get mixed up between support and resistance and which one's which, as long as you know what you're dealing with, it really doesn't matter. Not important at all, as long as you understand that one's at the top, that one's at the bottom. That's a bit like when you got on a ship and they were like port and starboard. I still get mixed up between which one's which. And seriously, guys, I mean, it's left and right. That's what I grew up with. I could care less what they call it. Neerath, welcome, watching from India, learning a lot from you. It's good to have you on board. Great to have you here. And I'm glad you're learning a lot from me. And I'm glad that I'm imparting some valuable knowledge onto people that is really important, because, you know, there is so much out there, And like I said to you guys 100 times, everybody's got something to offer. Every trader that's on YouTube, for example, has got something to offer you. You'll learn something from them. And at the end of the day, everything works. All the systems work. Every single system known to mankind works. What you need is to get over the psychology, to get over the fear, to get over the FOMO, and have a proper business plan, which I always show you at the end of my videos, the strategy to make you money, so that you can actually make money at the end of the day. Look, our strategy has been a bit bad this week because we haven't been able to make more on our wins than we have on our losses. We've had a bad week, and that's going to happen. But if I was scalping or doing any other kind of trading, and those are the kind of profits I would have anyway, it's not going to make much difference. But I'm chasing the strategy, I'm chasing the business plan. And if just a couple of those trades happen to play out, then suddenly we're making good money rather than losing good money. And as I say, I've been there, done that, tried the 5-minute charts. I've traded on these 5-minute charts a million times. I did try to show you guys last week on that demo account that I opened for you. But unfortunately, we won. But I wanted to show you how easy it would have been to lose. And yeah, that it's important for you guys to know that, you know, 5-minute charts are tricky. Hi, Coral. Hi, Kevin. Don't feed the kids, Kevin. Stay on the show. Just kidding. Of course, you've got to feed the kids. It's good to have you on board, dude. Good to have you. Hey, Rob, I was on another channel. Weird. Another channel? There's another channel? I hope someone isn't trying to copy me. What channel were you on there? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a bit worrying. Yeah, hopefully no one's trying to hijack us, eh? Hopefully everything remains normal. Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting how few uh how few lady traders there are in comparison to male traders on the market. I noticed that. And it's good to see you trading. It's great to have you. Um Weird that someone was another channel. Really. Hmm. Wonder what the other channel is. I was going to make sure that no one's copying me again, because you know on the Discord someone actually tried to copy me. It's insane, absolutely insane. But I'll try and see what is going on there and what have you. True. I did start a little bit of a fun channel about Cape Town, so I don't know. Maybe you got onto that. I don't know, but it's not serious. Make a video once in the blue moon. Even messaged a thread, but it wasn't you. It said live. Oh, live shows. Wow. I've been trading since last 4 years. Got in break even since last December. Risk management is important, which we can control. Market is random. As soon as we place or buy or sell, it's done. Okay, so that's something that you've learned, and you've learned the hard way. Many people learn it the hard way, such as myself. Most of us learn it the hard way. Some of us are actually very fortunate to find someone like me who's going to tell you. But you know what? One of my biggest regrets was not listening to people like me when I was younger, because I thought I knew it all, and then I learned the hard way. So yeah, we all start out thinking that risk control is meaningless, and we all start out thinking that the squiggly lines and the candles and the trading are what's going to make us the money. And we all start out thinking that we just need a good system to make the money, and the system's just going to make the money for us. And we're so confident of that, in fact, that we'll let it trade automatically for us because the system's going to make money, isn't it? But at the end of the day, then you get the aha moment and you figure out that what you actually need is a proper business plan. And you figure out that the market is random and it is 50-50. No matter what you do, the market's 50-50. All the systems work. Everything works. It's just and the only reason it works is because human beings are creatures of habit, and human beings tend to do the same thing over and over again. But sometimes somebody throws a spanner in the spoke and it just changes everything and things turn around, and that's what human beings are about. And then everything that, the best laid plans of mice and men, you've laid out the plan, you're expecting that to happen, and it does completely the opposite, and you're in shock as to why. Because it's a technical system, and how can it go the other way? How can it do that? Because it's not about maths, it's not about algorithms, it's about psychology, and it's about human beings, and it's about the way we feel, our emotions, and how we trade. Hi, Rob. I'm all in the live stream. How's it, Luigi? How's it, David? Good to have you on board. So yeah, so I'm glad you've learned the hard way, and you've figured it out, because it is important to understand. But it's not just about risk management; it's about having the strategy, and the strategy. You guys have watched the videos over and over again where I go over the strategy in detail. In just about every single video. I do try to put it in every single video, so just in case some new viewer comes along that doesn't know me, or you, or anyone else on this group, and they at least get the idea. Because if I don't put it in there, then they immediately think that I'm promoting the system. And while I am showing you the system that you can take a high probability trade off, that I am showing you how to trade on these squiggly lines, I'm also trying to show you the strategy, which is more important at the end of the day. on how to make money, on how to actually try and make a profit at the end of the day. And it's all about the long haul. It's the long term. You're not gonna, people want to take a trade and make the money like that, and it doesn't always work. The US dollar CAD, we had the US dollar CAD here. We had that. We made $103 on the trailing stop, which was, it was kind of unfortunate that it turned around and went back early. I was expecting it to come all the way, but I did put this yellow line in here on the 4 hour saying, well, there is a possibility that could be a support, but your main support was further down, but it didn't reach the main support. It turned early. And actually, while I was napping last night, it took out the trailing stop, which is okay. It took it out in a profit, which is why I put trailing stops on these things, because otherwise we'd be heading back to our cost right now. I didn't take the long trade. I may look at it. I may look at another short trade when it gets to the top here, which is great. Okay, that trade, it's not a complete failure. It's just, could have done better. Could have done better. I'm always kind of disappointed if it doesn't reach target, but it's okay. I got an email from Discord. Supposed to be a friend's request from you. Guys, be very careful, guys. Be very careful. Discord, don't accept anything from them. The guys are copying the hell out of me. Don't take friend requests from them. Don't buy anything from them. Don't listen to it. It's not me, okay? It's just not me. I'm actually thinking maybe I should cancel the Discord. I don't know, because it's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. It's full of scam artists. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Guys, I've got the Facebook accounts, Logical Trading, Learn to Trade the Stock Market. If you want to go there, that's pretty fair as well. YouTube is changing around the posting, community posts on YouTube as well. We're soon going to be able to communicate with each other a bit like Facebook and all that. So, and commenting. So that might also be a win. And if that happens, I'm just going to dump the Discord channel completely. Guys, if you're on the Discord channel, just be careful. It's not me. Yeah, forward the email and don't click on any links from those people. Oh man, this is insane. I don't know. I'm seriously thinking of canceling that thing, because these guys are just going completely mad. Yeah, it is. You know what? It's not only sad, it's difficult, because to negotiate a world full of these people, and Discord doesn't seem to have any control over it. At least YouTube will have some form of control. If somebody literally copies my channel, I can contact YouTube and say, hey, these guys are copying me, and they'll stop it. They'll sort it out. But on Discord, there's no control. I actually tried. There's nothing. Which is a bit scary, to be honest. And Facebook is also a pretty dangerous place as well. I'm not a big Instagrammer. I do have an account there, but But yeah, the way of the world now, it's crazy how these guys are out there just trying to nail people all the time. And it's a difficult world we live in, really difficult world we live in. So with your trading, my next video is going to be about remove the greed and FOMO from your trades. And that's going to be important, guys. That's going to be really important. Okay, so the question here is, what's the trailing stop in pips you keep in per trade? So what I do now is with a trailing stop. Let's see if I got a trailing stop on anything here. You see what I did, like for example, with this trade here, I put the trailing stop in rather early, and what I did is I put it in from cost. So effectively, it's following the $250 loss straight down. It's following it in. So that remains constant. So I put my stop loss way out there, and it's just following me down on a trail. But if I move it down to cost, for example, if I put it down here at the cost because we're in a profit, then if my stop loss is, say, $250, then what I'll do is when my trade is close to $200 in profit, maybe 175, I will take the trailing stop and move it all the way up to cost if it's not there already, perhaps a little bit in profit, and let it trail from there. And I'll let it trail that distance behind it all the way. And when you say pips and lots and contracts and things like that, unfortunately, those amounts differ on each and every trade. For example, some trades you might take a trade that's 0.2 lots or something to that effect. So each trade will be different as far as that. So I work it in the dollar amount or the rand amount or the currency amount. Okay. So when you're $250 away, then for your stop loss and it's come down, when you're about $170 in profit, bring the price up to the cost, and then let it follow it all the way down to your target. When it gets close to your target, when you're really close, now let's say this one, the target's 418. Let's say it starts getting up to 300, somewhere around there. I mean, anyone would be happy with that. I'll start moving the trailing stop up closer to maybe $50, $60, $70 behind it, depending on the type of trade and the type of product, how fast it moves. That way, no matter what happens, if it comes back and takes it out, I'm reasonably happy with my trade. I've almost got more than a 1-to-1 on the trade. And if it does go through the take profit, then if it gets to take profit, I'm going to move the take profit away. When it gets to that level and it takes the trailing stop through that, I'll be even happier. So you'll be making even more profit. So I do work it in currency value. I do work it in the value of my stop. I don't work it in pips or contracts or lots, because I actually work out the trade, as you know, from the start based on the stop loss. So if the stop loss is $250, I work out how big my trade is based on where the stop loss invalidation area is going to be. In other words, I always look at an area that's going to be invalid. So for example, on this trade, which was the New Zealand dollar, US dollar, I took a short trade with a $250 stop loss, which was up here. Now, the reason I put the stop loss up here is I decided that if my price should hit there, this would be a completely invalid trade. But fortunately for us, the trade started moving in the correct direction and it's pulled the stop loss down, the trailing stop down with it. So it's now only 128, but it's going to keep on going. So in other words, the size of this trade is not based on the pips. It's not based on the contracts or lots. It's very much based on the dollar amount, because where I put the stop loss is very much based on where the trade would be invalid to start with. That works out the size of the trade. So the New Zealand dollar, US dollar on this account is 0.2 lots. The Euro Great British Pound on this account is 0.15 lots. Brent crude oil is 0.97 lots. So, I can't use a terminology of lots or pips based on all of these the same. So I use the financial amount and I work back from the financial amount, making it less complicated, much easier. Hope that makes sense. Right. Yeah, Kevin says it's very difficult to navigate online life these days. You have to be very, very careful. I can't imagine, people that don't know much about technology at all, how difficult it must be. Even if you take a phone call from someone, you got to be so careful not to say yes. Because did you know they actually literally record your voice and when you say yes, and they put you on a product and on a recorded thing, and they basically put a contract together, a fake contract, whatever the case, based on your voice saying yes to it or whatever the case. They're so dangerous. It's unbelievable. So even spammy calls, I don't speak to these people anymore. Done with it. Coral, we call it ranging. I see you said bouncing. You see bouncing from between 144 and 142. It's ranging. That's the ranging market. That's the one you're looking for. It's ranging. So where are we here? New Zealand dollar, US dollar. This is ranging a bit at the moment as well. US dollar, Canadian dollar ranging. You see it's ranging here. So if you go all the way back, see how far it's been. It's ranging. Look, it did break there. A bit scary, but broke there. But otherwise, it's been ranging. And ranging is great because effectively you can sell at the top and buy at the bottom, sell at the top, buy at the bottom. That's exactly what we did. Sell at the top and well, buy it back at the bottom. That's exactly what we did. And there's not much difference in it. And here's a little trend going through here. It broke through that trend. So I actually thought that it was going to continue on down, but it actually hit this support here and bounced up. But okay, so there's been quite a few times you see on the tails here where it's actually hit this early support, but there is a major support further down this level here. But yeah, my mistake. I should have put that up to there, and that would have been more realistic, actually. But okay, sometimes we don't draw them. You know, this is not 100% science. It's random. So yeah, you gotta go with what you got. I mean, I can't draw this all the way up to there. That's insane. You know, there's your levels there. You can see all the levels in there. But it's ranging in here, and that's where it is. What I'll wait for now, if it gets to the top, we'll take another short. That's great. Absolutely great. If it gets to the top there, we take another short on US dollar CAD. That would be a great trade. Okay. All right. That's a pleasure. Thank you. That's a pleasure. Yeah, absolutely. Totally. Why have I just clicked on Fibonacci fan? I didn't want to do that. Yeah. Okay. Get out of there. All right. There we go. Playing with these charts here. Always insane. Okay. Anybody else got anything on the go today? Any interesting stories? Any interesting stuff? Guys, if you do see anything that looks insanely suspicious, like someone's trying to copy me or trying to do something that looks like me or whatever the case, let me know. Please let me know so I can put an end to it right away, or maybe it is me. Who knows? We'll see. But I'll take care of it. But like I say, the Discord I'm very concerned about. I'm actually concerned that it might hurt our channel even, or our you know, our reputation or whatever the case. So I'm very concerned about this person who's imitating or whatever. So be careful. Just drinking my coffee as usual. Neha, Rob, my take on trading with just one pair, was it better to trade with multiple pairs? My question to you is, why would you only trade with one pair? You're limiting yourself insanely, okay? I get the point where people say to you, you get to know the pair and you get to know how it trades and you get to know how it works and. But what that entails, what that actually does is say that you're relying on the system. You're relying on a technical ability to make your money. In other words, the strategy is meaningless if you're going to do that, because you're just working on one system, one pair. So once you understand the strategy properly of make more on your wins, lose less on your losses, put your stop loss in the right place, manage your risk, then you can literally, and I mean literally, trade absolutely anything. Absolutely anything. If someone opened a market tomorrow and said, we're going to trade the ability of live shows to make money, and they put a market together and everybody was trading on it, If you understand the strategy, you will be able to trade it. So you can trade, literally you can trade Forex, you can trade indexes, you can trade commodities, you can trade crypto. It doesn't matter. You can trade absolutely anything in the market. You could trade bonds and stocks and whatever you want if you understand the strategy and you work according to these basic price action principles. You will be able to trade absolutely anything. So what ability you gain over time, or the ability that you gain over time, let me put that in a better perspective, is the ability to look at a chart, any chart, and decipher whether it's going to go long or short in your opinion, and take a trade based on the information that you've got. And then you'll find a whole new world opens up to you because you can trade absolutely anything. It works out so much better. And besides, you don't want to be trading with one product, trying to make money off one product. Because at the end of the day, what you want to be able to do is have 10 trades and hopefully 5 of them will win and maybe 5 of them will lose. That's what you want. You want to have an open book here. You want things going. You want things moving. If you're trading on one product, you are limiting yourself insanely. You're limiting yourself to whether it's winning or losing. That's it. For example, here we've got 4 trades going on different products. Then one's actually a commodity and the other 3 are Forex. One of them at the moment is in the red, not by much, but it is, and the other 3 are in the green. So now you're not worried about that one that's in the red because the other 3 are winning. It's okay. If you only had Brent and that was the only product that you were trading, you'd be thinking, when am I going to make some money here? Okay, so don't limit yourself. Open yourself up to the world and start trading everything. So what you got to do, obviously, is have a system, learn your system, understand your system, your high probability trading system, whether it be support and resistance or something else, okay? So if it's price action, support and resistance, and that's your system, that's fantastic. Now you learn how your system works and how you're going to take your high probability trades, how you're going to get into your trades, how you're going to get out of your trades. And then you go and take on the strategy that I show you in every single one of my videos, where you put the risk management in place, how you take your profits, how you follow your profits up, and how you make your money, because that's the bit that makes you the money. And then it really doesn't matter what system you've used. You could have used no system at all. Even if you used absolutely no system at all, but you stuck to the strategy and you put your stop loss in place, same stop loss on every trade, and you just went to the chart and said, I'm going to buy or sell. And I feel that this one's going to be a buy, so I'm going to buy. And on the next one, you said, I think this one's going to be a sell, so it's going to be a sell. As long as you put the strategy in place with the risk management and the targets of 2 to 1, etc., and you follow that policy, then at the end of the day, you'll come out on the other side okay. You'll have risk management in place. And that's all that matters. The actual system, the actual price action system, the actual high probability trading system will never be the thing that makes you the money. That's not what makes you the money. The only reason we put these things in place is so that we can feel comfortable when we take a trade that it looks like it's going to go in our favor. But you said yourself earlier as well, and I've said it a million times, the market is random. It's more subjective than you will ever believe. The market is not objective, and it's a 50-50 game. So, if you're trading on one product, on a system, the chances of you making money are less than 0. Because then you're not understanding that the market is random, then you're expecting the market to do something expected. And it's not going to. It's going to do something random. USD CHF, short sell, USD CHF. Thanks, Adriana. Let's have a look. USD CHF. You want to... Okay. Let's take this out of here. It's in the way, obviously. I'm not seeing the short sell. Going to 4-hour supply. Ah, you're looking at that. Looking at that. Okay. Let's see what you're looking at. Looking at that. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very, very small short sell, because what you've got here is effectively, okay, we can pull this down a bit. Basically you've got down to this resistance, or the support, sorry. You've got down to the support. It's bouncing around here. Maybe the bottom here, 87.6. Yeah. So you might get this bouncing down again and then going up. It's not a big short sell, eh? Risk to reward's not that good, because your actual risk, is all the way up here, and your reward is basically here. It's a very small reward for a very big risk. So the risk to reward is a bit lopsided here. Yes, it is bearish. It's in the trend. It's a big bearish trend. But when I look at the support here, and I look at what it's doing at the moment, it did try and break out of this trend. It is still in that trend. I mean, all the way up to there. But now look at that risk as well. That's all the way up here. So the risk is very high to the upside for a very small reward. So I think that one's a bit tricky. Kevin's on his way. Good trading. I'll see you. Keep well, Kevin. Thanks for being here. And we'll chat back soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that. You've already subscribed. You're already a member. What you're talking about. Okay, so just hit the like. Right. Okay. Yeah, you know, traps in the market. We call it traps, but you know, the easiest way to look at it, don't be looking for traps and things like that, because it gets overcomplicated. Just look at it as risk to reward. And if the reward looks good against the risk, then that would be a reasonable trade. But if it's lopsided, then just walk away and look for a different trade. That's why I say don't trade on one product. Look for many different products to trade on, because then you can always just go and look for another product or a better trade. Whereas if you've only got the one product, you'd be stuck on that thinking, well, I have to take this trade because I only trade on this USD CHF, for example, and then I have to take that trade. So then you start taking trades that have got a bad risk to reward situation, and that doesn't help you in the least. Rather have a good risk to reward on your plate, which can give you some profit. But that said, if you're a person who's a scalper, for example, would take that on a 5-minute, on a US dollar CHF, there, US dollar CHF. Now let's have a look at this on the 5-minute, just out of interest, for the scalping interest. And effectively what you've got here on the 5-minute would be this here. So you see, Adriana, you could be right on the short, because on the 5-minute, you would take the short here, and you'd be looking at it coming down to take this money here, which is at 87.7. So what did we say earlier? Round about there, you're 87.7. So that's your reward. So on the 5-minute, you would get that. That said, what I would do on that, just so that you've got a sniper entry, so I would look at that little level there, and then I would say, okay, you know, just to be on the safe side, on the 5-minute, if it breaks through that, you got a short from 88.2 down to 87.7. That would make you feel a little bit more comfortable for a quick trade. That's a quick scalping trade. So what I would do on the 5-minute, I don't trade 5 minutes. You guys must. I'm not trying to promote 5-minute trading. I'm just saying that that's how you could do it. You could look and go, if it breaks through that, take the short trade down to there for a quick trade. Okay. But the way I look at it, you got to keep an eye on this. When you say trap, look at this big green candle, medium green candle, These are strong green candles to the upside. Yes, it's hitting that supply. Strong green candles to the upside. Very deadly. Okay. Hey, Grizzle, welcome. So Kevin left and you came in, so that's absolutely smashing. Good to have you back. Just so you know, we're not doing any 5-minute trading or any indicators today. Okay, so that was just for Shane the other day. We're doing our normal, run-of-the-mill, everyday stuff that we always do. The 4-hour, the support and resistance, the strategy, and the normal daily stuff. Because I don't want to confuse everybody with that. I'm trying to get it over that we must use a strategy, and human beings are creatures of habit, and that we trading against human beings, not lines. Lines are not what we're trading against. Okay. All right, so Adriana, so we're not going to take that trade because it is actually, if we go short here, we are actually playing against these big candles, even though there is a supply of money there. And we also, kind of playing a 5-minute game here. So I don't want to do that. All right. Perfecto. Yeah, I like it. Back to the norm, guys. Back to the norm. Let's stay on the norm. Let's not get overcomplicated. Let's not start. The thing is, everybody's system works. Everything works, like we always say. And so, like some guys will come on the show, and you guys will come on the show, and you'll have a system that you've learned somewhere. Maybe it's on a course, maybe it's on another YouTube or whatever. And then you'll want to try it out. And the trouble with that is it's all good because you can use any system you want with our strategy. So you don't have to use price action. You can use your moving average crossover. You can use your MACD system, your Fibonacci systems, whatever. But when I start putting it on here, after I've showed you the high probability price action system, which is basically what we work with and keep it simple, then it starts confusing everyone else because I'm putting maybe something on there that's if you're English, French to them, for example, and maybe someone's never seen that before. And what you actually need is a whole video to actually show you how to do that. And that's actually a bit of a problem. I am putting 1 or 2 videos together on different systems now and then, but that's not what I'm trying to promote. I'm just if I do show you a video on a system, let's say it's the Fibonacci or the MACD or whatever, I'm just doing it so that you guys get some knowledge. I'm not trying to get you to use that system or anything to that effect. For example, you could use a lot of things with price action. You could use the RSI with price action. You could use the MACD with price action, stochastic. You could even include a Fibonacci if you wanted to. You could do so many different things with price action to give you confluence as to your trade. But what you're actually going to do is start questioning your trade, start questioning yourself. What you also end up doing is having too much on your chart. It becomes noisy, and the more noisy it becomes, the more difficult it becomes to trade. It's also, like I say, don't get fancy and have 200 screens all over your wall. It's not necessary, and it's just going to confuse the hell out of you. In the old days, I used to have all these charts on one page, 20 charts on one page, looking at all the different ones. I took that away and put one chart. That's all you need, because you sit there, look, you know what, you never actually trade because you've got so many different things going on that you actually don't have anything going on. It's better to have one chart in front of you, concentrate on it, work on it, make a decision on it, move on to the next one. You're going to find it so much easier. I know a lot of you have done that, especially on MetaTrader, because I do that. I did that in the past. And then I changed MetaTrader to this effective system as well, where I just have the one chart. I have some charts along the top. I have some favorites down the side. If I'm looking at a trade, I'm looking at a trade. That's it. I don't want to see 3 charts. I don't want to see 10 charts. I don't want to see 5 charts. I want to see one chart. That's it. And I don't want to see any rubbish at the bottom. And then I get a much clearer picture of what's going on. And I also concentrate on that one. You don't need to watch all the other ones. If you want to watch the prices, then you can leave it on at the bottom like this and you can see what's going on. And if you see something looks a bit fishy, you can go and check it out. Euro US dollar 4-hour time frame. There we go. Euro US dollar 4-hour time frame. We're in a sell on the 4-hour time frame. There you go. We're in that sell, and that was trade of the day. Was it yesterday, guys? Where's my trade of the day? Let me just have a look here. Trade of the day, where are you? You guys can't see this, but I can. Euro US dollar was a sell. Was yesterday. Today's trade of the day was New Zealand dollar US dollar. Short. So that was this one today. Okay. So that's today's trade of the day. And this was yesterday's trade of the day. Okay. There you go. Cool. So that's what we're on at the moment. That one has a trailing stop on it as well. All right. Let's have a look at the news, guys. Let's go and check out the news. We haven't looked at the news today. We forgot to check out the news. What have I done with the news? Gotta go and find it, man. There you are. Now I can go and find the news. So much going on here. There we go. There's the news. I have an idea. If it's 50-50, we can randomly choose up or down every live chat. 2-to-1 risk. Same instrument, maybe 40-20 pips. And after 10 trades, we can see. I know 10 trades are nothing. US dollar CHF changed course because was news and hit by daily demand. And I think it's random. It is random. It's totally random. And what makes us feel better by having price action is that we have a feeling that it's going to go in our favor. It is a bit confusing when it doesn't, because you look at it and think, why is it going against me? But it's random. You're perfectly right. It's random. Totally random. No matter what trade we take, it is random. So the markets are not really random in the sense that these news items will affect it. They will move it around, but they kind of make it random because they push it up and they push it down, they push it up and they push it down. When in fact, these news articles shouldn't even be affecting the markets at all, because what should affect the markets is the way the money flows within the different countries and the way it moves around and, you know, reserves and all the rest of it. So this is just news, and news actually shouldn't move markets around like it does. All right, so the Fed and the economy can still afford to wait amid tariff uncertainty. Why one analyst is betting on a 90% Tesla rally. So if you don't own Tesla, then maybe you should get some. Don't I have Tesla down here? Oh. Okay, doesn't matter. If you don't have Tesla, someone's betting that it's going to do really well. Temu owner PDD stock falls under missing revenue after missing revenue estimates. Temu, we joke about Temu here. Every time you order something from Temu, it's really small. Yeah, actually, my kids like to order from Temu sometimes, and the stuff they've ordered hasn't been that bad. I actually watched one car show on YouTube where the guy ordered the whole car kit from Temu, and it actually worked out okay, not too bad. Microchip technology shares drop on convertible stock offering plan. Stanford, Harvard grad seeks China AI startup jobs. Some retirees to get a bump in social security benefits next month. You know, you talk about social security benefits, say, retirees. We have a thing in South Africa called SASSA, and it's for pensioners, and it's tiny, tiny, tiny little pensions. I mean, these guys don't get a lot of money. Now, I'm not allowed to get it because I have over a certain amount of money in my bank account and property ownership and all that sort of stuff. So you're not allowed to go and get it. But if you don't have all that and you don't have more than, I think it's 7,000 Rand in your bank account, you can go and apply for this pension if you're over 60, which is fantastic for people that are starving, hungry, whatever the case. What's insane is they make people stand in long, horrible queues in the sun to go and get these cards and to go and get this stuff, okay? And then they say, no, we're going to change it to a different card now. And they make people go and stand in these long lines to go and get these cards. These are people that are not only 60 years old, some of them are 80 years old and older, and they don't have much to live on anyway. They got these tiny amounts of money. Why don't they make it easy for them? And why do they have to make it so difficult for these old people to get their tiny little pension? And they're probably having to live in a little room anyway because they don't have any money. I mean, the money they give them, I don't think would feed my family for a day. It's insane, man. It's absolutely insane. And then they make people stand in the sun. They make them stand in these long queues. And no, it's sorry, I just read this Social Security benefits, and it just came up, and it just annoys me so much that these poor old people have to go and stand in these long queues. You know, you'd think they'd make it so much easier for them, but they don't. S&B cuts rate to low since 2022. Tariffs may accelerate Canadian lumber. US companies race to secure import tariff exemptions after Trump pause. Okay. S&B shows reluctance to cut again. Oil erases gains as traders assess Fed stance. Temu owner, yeah. China to welcome Trump-aligned senator with trade talks stalled. Interesting new stuff. Don't forget, if you don't have a funded account and you want more money to trade with, then you can go and get one of these. I did leave a link for you in the description, eh? For those guys who don't have $50,000 or $100,000 to trade with in cash amounts, if you've got cash, trade with cash. But if you don't have cash, it's a great alternative and you can draw the money out. So that's the account that we've got here. The exact account that we've got here that we trade with on a weekly basis, this little guy, that's exactly the account that we've got, and that's what we're trading with. So we're hoping to keep it for as long as possible. Okay, I would not be so bullish to. There's also below major demand at level at weekly. Okay, not bullish on the US dollar CHF. You know where I would be kind of bullish is if it breaks through that. But yeah, let's see what it looks like on the daily. On the daily, it hasn't broken structure on the daily, so it is still bearish. And on the weekly, it looks like it could come all the way down to this 84,000 level here. So if I was trading on the weekly, I might look at it coming out of this area here, giving me a red candle down. Then I would trade it down to the 84,000. That would look quite good on the weekly. And look at the levels. It's quite solid down here at 84,000 and quite a good resistance up at the 92,000. So on a weekly trade, and if you've got the time, yeah, I'd probably, in all likelihood, look at a short on this guy and just take it short. But not just yet, because it is still above the support here, because there is a mid support here. So yeah, and on the daily, pretty similar scenario, because if you look at this, it is still below the resistance, the trend resistance, I say. So yes, it's taking that money. Looks like it's more bearish than bullish. So I wouldn't be bullish on it. You're quite right. I would not be bullish on it. If you go top down and you have a look at it, I wouldn't be bullish on it right now. But like I say, you've got to be careful about going against it as well, because it is above at the moment. So caution is advised there. And look, on the 5-minute even, it looks pretty much like it's going to be bearish down to this level here. So I wouldn't put it past it. But what you got to watch out for is if it goes up, breaks the structure, and starts heading to the upside. Okay. Adriana, there's people who tell me to stick to one pair. Only I say mere, I lose so many chances if I don't look at other pairs too. Which is exactly what I'm saying to you. It's not just pairs. You know, you can trade commodities, you can trade crypto, you can trade indexes, You can trade shares. You can trade bonds if you want to, man. You know, if you know the strategy, if you understand the strategy, and you just stick to simple principles, you don't need to stick to one pair. They're all the same at the end of the day. Everything works the same. Why are you sticking to one pair? It's insane. You know, if you're sticking to one pair, you know, I know the ideology is to understand that pair 100%, but you're never going to understand one pair 100%. And how many trades are you going to get out of one pair? How many trades can you get out of one pair? It's going to be so difficult to get a good trade out of it that you're going to start forcing trades. And when you start forcing trades, what happens? You start losing. Yeah. 85, 84 level where the price catch second wave orders. 84 sounds good to me. At this small supply zone, I would watch how price will react. If you're a swing trader like I do, one pair is not enough. Sometimes takes weeks and months to reach zones. Yeah, that's the best. I'm trading with that. Okay. So, Adriano, you know, like you say, if you're a swing trader, and as you know, I call it position trading, because swing trading in my day was you sell here, and when it gets to here, you buy and you go back the other way. And when it gets to there, you sell and you go back the other way and you swing it and you go back. That's swing trading. A real swing trader is one who stays in the trade. When it gets to the top, you swing the trade and you go down. Okay. What we do is actually called position trading. Now, you know, I'm not big on terminology and I don't care what you call it. It doesn't matter. But just for information, the reason I call it position trading is because you take a position and the position is in strategy, and you've got risk management and you've positioned yourself in a trade. So these trades are positioned and they will play out whichever way. That's why I call it that. So it just makes more sense to me, that's all. But yeah, in the old days, swing trading was like you swing it and you come down, you swing it back up again. But actually, everybody calls it that now. And what it actually means is, yeah, you're staying in the trade longer because you're not trading on 5 minutes. You're not in and out, in and out, in and out. You're not scalping the market. You have a strategy, you have a business plan, and you're taking a proper approach to the market with a view to making a profit sometime in the future. You're quite right, Adriano. You can't have one instrument if you're a swing trader or a position trader or whatever the case. You cannot do that. It's not. If you've got one product, you're going to be sitting with one trade for a week. And then if it doesn't play out, you're going to be quite disappointed. It doesn't matter whether it loses or wins, you're still going to be quite disappointed. You know, you need more than one trade. Come on, you can't. Okay. Euro NZD. Euro NZD. Euro. Right, how does it look? Just having a look. Totally out of interest. Euro NZD. You're in a buy? Oh, you took an entry on the 30 minutes. That's fine. I get that. Hopefully I'm on the 4 hour here, yeah. 4 hour. Yeah, looks good. Your buy looks fantastic. And I'll tell you why your buy looks fantastic. And that's because it's changed structure really nicely at that point. And you see how nicely it's changed structure there. So it's moved to the upside. That's quite bullish. That's quite good. Yeah, not bad. Let's go to the day and have a look at what we got here. Yeah, even on the day chart, she's broken structure. Look, it's still on the same candle, same day, but it's really powerful. Let's see what we can see. Is there the support's quite far down? Let's just have a look at your support. It's quite far down. That's quite nice. There's no resistance, so that's great. That looks like a really nice trade you've got yourself there. A really decent trade. So I would say hold on to that one. We'll look on the weekly as well, just out of interest. Interesting. Yeah, lovely trade. Lovely trade. Okay, so you're broken to the upside. You're heading to the upside. Euro NZD. Looks like a great trade heading along that way. You might hit some technical difficulties up here at the 1.9. Just before that, there is a level here that it might just have to get through. But yeah, otherwise she's heading all the way up to 91.5. Looking good there, man. Looking good. So that looks like a nice trade. Yeah, well done. You say you took it on the 30-minute entry. Let me just see. 30-minute entry. Yeah, okay. Looks good. Okay. Sniper entry, eh? Good show. Waiting for weeks to hit major supply demand is not trading. Reason we are given many instruments to trade. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, nice and logical. Thanks. Yeah, that's why I call it logical. Yeah, that's totally the reason for that at the end of the day. Because we try to keep it as logical as possible and as simple as possible. This thing's telling me an update is available. Oh, wonderful. You're going to update me again in the middle of a show. This is insane. Oh, yeah. But, yeah. Okay, so yeah, all right. No problem. We'll go through the statement at the end of the month. It hasn't been a great week. It's been a terrible week, actually. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar whacked us. The Brent whacked us. US dollar, Canadian dollar took a profit. Euro, Great British Pound took a profit. The Australian dollar, Canadian dollar whacked us. CHF, JPY, small profit. USD, CHF whacked us. US dollar, Canadian dollar, small profit. Australian dollar, US dollar. I got out earlier than we needed to because of that. Thank heavens. It would have been a much bigger loss. I saw it coming down to this level, but now we've got to get out. It broke structure. Unfortunately, I wasn't looking, and it took out. I had to take it out, at that level. If I'd been looking, I would have taken it out much earlier. To be honest, it would have been better. Okay. Right, so New Zealand dollar, US dollar is at least going in the right direction and hedging us on that Australian dollar nightmare. When it gets down to here, we should probably look at profit taking. Where are we now on this particular guy? Yeah, let's take the trailing stop and let's move it down to cost. Let it trail it down. Okay, let it go. Because in all honesty, guys, and then somebody asked me earlier, how many pips, how many points, whatnot. Now I know this isn't at $170. It's only $120 or whatever, bringing it down to cost. But what's the point of waiting for it to go all the way back up to there? And if it gets all the way back up to there and takes our money out, I mean, we've really messed up. So I think we'd rather put it at cost, let it continue on down, let it trail it down, and we'll see how we go. Hopefully we will get down to take profit. That'll be great. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't mess us up while I'm sleeping tonight. I see getting small correction. I see up so USD pairs like New Zealand dollar, euro with some will fall a bit, which is what we're hoping for. We're hoping for that correction because we've got both. We've got euro US dollar and New Zealand US dollar. So we've got both of these. So we're hoping for both of them to go in our favor. So Dixie can go to the moon. Hopefully. Hopefully it works in our favor. Yeah, so I do hope that nasty Discord is not affecting our channel in any way. With all its stuff. I must actually consider maybe I'll stop that account, because it is a bit of a worry that people will end up there and then they'll end up getting robbed by someone who calls himself Rob, and it's not even me. And then I'm the one who looks bad. Ah, wonderful stuff. Excellent. That's just all I need. All I need. I'm actually thinking I must actually cancel that account. Let me open this Discord account and see what's going on there, just out of interest. Adriana, that's actually something that I told people a long time ago to follow the Dixie. I see they don't have it on this particular platform here, so I'm not too perturbed at the end of the day. It just isn't on this platform, but I must say, on the other platforms, it's good to follow the Dixie, and you can keep an eye on what the US dollar is doing. You're quite right. We do that all the time. I actually told everybody to do that a long time ago. Okay, but I can't do it on this thing that doesn't have it. It's fun that Trader account doesn't do the Dixie because they don't trade with the Dixie. So, you know, I'm busy opening the Discord here. You guys won't see it, but I just want to see what's going on here. Righto. Okay. See, very careful with WhatsApp, because it'll keep me awake all night. So I have to be cautious as well, you know. Can you imagine everybody WhatsApping me all through the night from all over the world? Drive me insane. So I do try to keep the WhatsApp private, unless I can start a WhatsApp that's specifically for the business. But let me see here. General. Whole bunch of people. I'm going to type a message here. Please don't be caught out by the scammer trying to pose as me and sell you something. I will never try to sell you anything on Discord. Unfortunately, some of the guys may have already been caught out. But okay. Inbox. Anything there? Okay, well, nobody's ever mentioned anything to me or said anything to me that, apart from Kevin telling me that someone tried to sell him something on an email now. But silly. Okay. A lot of people are talking about the Telegram channel as well, but somebody told me that's just as bad as Discord. So I don't know, which way to go. As I said, YouTube is actually going to be sorting out the community posting situation, so we'll be able to post to each other. That might be an option coming in soon. And I think that will be more reliable and safer, because YouTube does protect the platform. So that might be a much better option, since we are on YouTube, since we are, working there and what have you. And I think it will work. Adriano, Discord is the one that's giving me problems, because I did contact them and say, this guy's trying to pose as me, and they don't even get back to me. So what the guy's doing, I mean, I even changed the logo on Discord, and he copied it immediately. And then sends messages to people and whatnot as me. So, yeah, we do have to be very, very, very careful. So I'm just posting the message there. Don't get caught out by it. I would like to use it, and I would like to put messages out there and whatnot, but I'm very concerned about this so-called, I don't know what you could call it, scammer that's out there trying to scam people, trying to use my name. Cheers, Grizza. See you soon. See you very, very soon. In fact, I'm also going to be out of here early today. It's a peaceful week. I know there was the Fed meeting and all that, and minutes and news and stuff, but it's actually been a really peaceful week, to be honest with you. That said, it was a bit of a rush for me last week because I was going to my daughter's wedding and all that, so that was quite crazy and hectic. Good fun though. Went out to I went and stayed on a farm called Marston. It was absolutely marvelous. If you guys ever get a chance to go and stay there, oh man, they looked after me like a king. I tell you, the breakfast was something to die for. And then we had the wedding down in a forest on a wine farm down the road. So that was great. That was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, that was good fun. But leading up to it, I guess I was quite hyped and busy and whatnot. And this week, everything's just relaxed. Everything's stopped, and I'm just sort of doing my work and carrying on with life without any worries on the side and hassles and what have you. So yeah. Yeah. Guys, I'm out of here. Here is problem because Russian gather forces near Kaliningrad, and it's about time they broke Polish borders. We have army mobilization. Okay. I don't know much about the old war there and what's going on and stuff, but I'm sure you guys will keep me posted. But that's quite important stuff, that, because that affects the markets, you know. I'm not a big fan of war though at all. I prefer that if people can figure out a peaceful way to sort things out. Yeah, there's no need for, because you know who dies in these wars is always the young guys. You know, it's not the politicians. I went to the military as a youngster, believe me, and no, guys, if there's a better way to solve it, rather look for that. Yeah, everybody says, Daniel, yay, how's it, man? I haven't seen you for a long time. I thought maybe the scammer on Discord had grabbed you and dragged you off and put you in the back of a white van offering you sweeties and taken you away, man. But I see you're back. No. Oh, you've been missing them due to the timing. Yeah, that makes sense. I did move the timing. On Tuesday, I made it 11, and on Thursdays, I made it 2:30 GMT +2, of course, South African time. So, but yeah, the timing, I'm trying to cover the whole world, and I know a lot of the guys in South Africa, for example, will be at work or doing other things or whatever the case. Makes it difficult, eh? Does make it difficult. But yeah, you know. But there's a lot of people that, you know, not even we're only trading, so you know that also works. So you'd be the guy driving the van with the little sweeties. Yeah, me too. Driving around. Yeah, no, that's fine. Be the baddie. That's great. Yeah. So yeah, I was actually basically sort of closing up, Daniel. I'm sort of finishing up for the day and whatnot. But tell me, how you been doing? What you up to? How's trading going? You know, are you getting any good trades in? Are you doing okay? Interesting to know. I'm gonna put a video together for you guys on the removal of greed and FOMO from your trades, and all about fear. You know, fear is such a big thing in trading. Everybody looks at the squiggly lines. Everyone goes on a course and learns how to trade. And everyone forgets how important fear is in trading. It really is important. Catching the scammers, yeah, go for it. Do that. Trading be neutral, yeah. Trading has been neutral lately because you know what's been happening is, you know, you put these trades in, and with our strategy, you kind of need the systems to play out. You need the trades to play out. And the volatility has been a bit sort of weird. You know, people say things and then it goes the other way. So the trades aren't reaching their profit margins. And sometimes I've got to sit back and take a look and sort of understand why that's happening. Could it be because I'm putting the trailing stops too close or whatever the case? But I'll have a look at it and make sure that we're not, you know, overplaying our hand with the way things are in the world at the moment, because there's a lot of things going on and they keep changing things around, and our trades keep hitting smaller stop losses, which means we're making too small profits. Yeah, as long as you keep the right mindset, we'll be okay. You know, it's all about the psychology and the mindset and getting over that fear and understanding your limits and following the strategy. And as I said earlier, we were talking about trading one instrument and all that, and that's crazy. You know what? Once you figure out the strategy and you figure out what it's all about, then you understand why you don't need to trade one trade. You can trade absolutely any market that they put together for you on a screen, because this is meaningless. This is just, all it is squiggly lines, and you can choose whichever direction. Who was it mentioned earlier that we might as well have a thing where we just take a trade every week, doesn't matter what it is, put a risk on it and see if we take 10 trades how it's going to play out. You know, that's it. You just, yeah, you got to watch the risk, Daniel. Just you got to play within your means. So even if you're trading with only a couple of bucks, trade with only a couple of bucks. It's okay. You don't have to take mega risk. It's okay. The US 500 is doing what? Nothing at the moment. It is taking the money off of this level, eh? It's interesting. Now that's what you've got to get over is the risk. You've got to get your mind around the risk. That's the difficult part. Add CBOT. I don't want to add any CBOTs. Are you crazy? Yeah. The risk is the thing, you know. You've got to work out the risk and how much risk there is and how much you're prepared. If you're prepared to throw a little bit of money at it and take the chance, you can. What I normally tell the guys is get a funded account, pay a small amount of money for it, play on the funded account, and if you do well on it, that's great. And then all the risk is on their shoulders at the end of the day. And if you lose it, you only lose the amount of money that you paid for the funded account. That works, especially on these guys. It works. Gold. You're going long in gold again. This is short. Okay, gold is going down. What I'm looking at with gold is there's a level I've put in here, all the way down here. There's another level that I've got over here. So gold is correcting at the moment. This is not a level. This is a level. So gold is correcting slightly at the moment, but that's it. I don't think it's broken structure yet. Let's just have a look. Looked at it today. It has. It's broken structure. Gold's broken to the downside. Probably going to come back to the 3,000 retest. So it's probably going to come back to 3,000 to retest, 29.90, 3,000. Come back into this area. If it breaks through that, then it's tricky because it'll come back to 29.50. But otherwise, I think it's going to come back to 3,000. Just do a recheck. 3,000 is like a magnet at the moment. Gold probably will get to the 5K level. It is moving. And the 30-minute chart. Let me just have a look at the 30-minute chart. So even if I go back to the 30-minute chart, oh, just one thing to watch out for now. You mentioned that you bought, okay? There's just something here on the 30-minute chart you need to look at. And that is this. There's a shoulder, there's a head, there's a shoulder. Head and shoulders. You know what a head and shoulders is. So this, if it breaks to the downside, is going to go all the way to 3,000. That's the length of the head. So it'll come back to 3,000. There's your head and shoulders on the 30-minute. There's your shoulder, there's your head, there's your shoulder. Okay. Breaks down to the downside, going down to the 3,000. That gives me confidence. If I go into the H1, it's broken that trend support. Go into the H4 where we're playing. It's definitely broken that trend support. It's heading down. Where's the demand of money? It's at the 3,000. So guys, gold is in all likelihood, in all probability, going to come down to the 3,000, and then it'll be a buy. If it doesn't go through that to the following level, 2950. There's a big level here at 2950. So in all likelihood, it's going to go down to 3,000. I don't mean to worry you with that, but if you can carry it, it'll probably get down to here and turn around. Then I have to trust my setups more, been setting up, not taking the risk of the trade, and it runs exactly as I extended trade to go. So, you know, what I would suggest, Daniel, is if you take a trade, take it based on a risk that you can afford or you feel comfortable with, and then run it from that. Other than that, maybe get yourself a funded account and run it off that. Maybe it'll make you feel more comfortable. But yeah, no, further than that, just be very cautious of the risk here. You know, if you've got risk in the market and you can't sleep at night and it's worrying you, you've risked too much. Even if it's only $50, it's too much. Okay, if you feel comfortable risking $20, then that's where you're comfortable. That's it. End of story. You know, risk what you feel comfortable risking, and make sure you're not going to lose it all. As I've said, my goal is not to make you rich, it's to make you competent. Competent means that you're going to stay in the game. Because you know how many traders don't stay in the game, or are unable to stay in the game, not because they can't cut it, not because they can't, you know, do it, but because they go broke or because they lose all the money. Most traders lose all the money. That's why they end up out of the game. And then they come back because trading is addictive. It's like riding a motorbike. You always come back to trading. So, yeah, it's about keeping you competent and about keeping you in the game. You can stay in the game. You're 10 steps ahead of everyone else. Okay, must sell on NAS 100. This morning was a cool 2K, and that one closing the opening mini gap too. I'll get them. Yes, I'm going to start trading very small amounts to build the confidence. That's what you've got to do. You've got to build the confidence. Once you build the confidence, then you start to understand what levels you're trading on and where you're trading and how much you need to trade and so on. That's the difficult part. Okay, so not many people on the show today. Daniel, you haven't been here long. Sorry, man, but I've been here for a couple of hours, so it's time for me to move on. But yeah, there's not a lot of people that come on our live shows. So it's just a few of us that sit here and we go through the trades and what have you for the time being. So I'm going to head on my way. I'm going to go and do what I need to do. And I'm committed to saying going nowhere. I believe everything to make it happen every day. Yeah. You know, once you commit to something, you commit to it. So I committed to this YouTube channel. I committed to these live shows. And so no matter what the viewership or how good or bad it is, I'm committed to it and I'm doing it and I'm seeing it through. So doing it for everyone. So I'm not going anywhere as well. I'll stick around. Euro, Great British Pound. Yep, we are already short there, and it should go all the way, I think. And there's a lovely level all the way down here. I am done for the day. 2 trades, close gold manually running, close profit. Happy with. Okay. Catch the replay, Daniel. Yeah, fantastic. Please do. I hope you catch all the replays. We're always here. Don't forget to watch the main videos because those are so important. You know, I do try to give you guys as much information as I possibly can in those main videos. I know some of them seem a little bit repetitive, but sometimes that's important that we go over it and over it and over it. Guys, I'm going to head on my way now. I want to thank you guys for being here. Thanks for watching. I know it's only a few of us. I know we're a small crowd and we're a small group, but at least we're here and we're having some fun. So, guys, till the next one, I'll see you on the live show on Tuesday. There will be a video out for you on Friday and obviously another one on Monday as usual. Until then.